Ladies and gentlemen, how do you do? I am Randoon, and today we're starting a new series where we investigate the spooky, the kooky, and the out of this world. So if you like things alien or paranormal, this is the channel for you. Like and subscribe. Today we're looking at a channel called Real Encounters, where we watch a video called 15 Scary Videos Caught on Camera. Don't watch alone. So without further ado, let's get into it.
One evening, while sitting in his house, a man suddenly hears loud banging noises coming from the basement. He quickly turns on his camera, unintentionally capturing something no one could have expected.
I bet it's a ghost. What
As
would you
soon as he
do?
starts recording, he points the camera toward the door
What would
leading
you do?
down into the pitch-black basement. After switching on the light, he cautiously begins making his way down the stairs. And that's when things become truly disturbing.
JC, this is what I have to deal with. Here we go.
Someone overloaded the washing machine. No! Did you see it? Right here. Oh my God. What would I do? And he just keeps going. He didn't see it. I don't think he seen it.
Hello?
Got goosebumps already. This is just the first one.
By the time he reaches the bottom, the violent banging has stopped. But in its place, another sound emerges, one that sends chills down the spine. The faint sound of a woman crying echoes throughout the basement, even though he cannot see a single person anywhere.
It's empty. Just random woman crying. Get out of there! It's getting louder. It's like he's getting closer.
Terrified, he shuts off the camera and runs, leaving viewers with no idea what happened afterward. But the most unsettling detail many people noticed comes from the very
I've seen it.
beginning of the recording. A dark shadow briefly captured near the basement doorway at the
is it?
exact moment he turned the camera on.
Look at that. Look at that. Whoo! Straight to the
Even though he
basement.
managed to escape, he later admitted he couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, might still be down there, standing silently in the darkness, waiting and never truly leaving.
What do you guys do in that situation? You see a ghosty creeping across slow and steady into the basement. You go down and you hear crying, but it's empty. Woo!
Security camera at a guard booth captured a moment that sent chills down the spine of anyone who watched it. A car slowly pulls up, and the guard reaches out his hand to collect the parking ticket. But the driver shows absolutely no reaction. Sensing that something is wrong, the guard steps out of the booth to check. What he discovers leaves him stunned. The driver's seat is completely empty. The incident
seen that.
reportedly occurred in 2013, a time when self-driving cars were still
Are
only
they
experimental
flashing? Are the
projects
lights
by Google,
flashing?
long before autonomous
Or is that
vehicles
just the
became
camera?
widely known through companies like Tesla. A car moving on its own back then would have been nearly impossible.
But it stopped.
Before the guard can even process what he's seeing, a strange figure suddenly appears from behind the vehicle. Startled and terrified, he immediately turns and runs.
I've run out of gas! Help me! guy's not even looking. The wheels! Look at that! The wheel is turning. Look at the wheel. Right here. Jeez. It's crawling. I'm coming for you!
No one knows what that entity was. The footage ends as the area falls silent again, as if nothing had ever happened. Yet one detail remains deeply unsettling. The car is still there, its engine quietly running, as though someone might still be waiting inside. A chilling video shared by Kitty Carey, captured by a security camera inside her home, shows what at first seems like a completely ordinary moment, until something deeply unsettling appears in the frame.
Oh my God. The dog sees it.
At first, it's almost impossible to notice, but when the footage is enhanced, a faint, blurry figure can be seen emerging on the right side of the frame, vaguely human in shape, yet disturbingly transparent. Even more unsettling is the reaction of the animals in the room. Both the dog and the cat are staring directly at it, completely fixated, as if they can clearly sense its presence. Because of this, it becomes difficult to dismiss the moment as just a camera glitch.
What do you think
It
of
almost
that?
feels as though something truly manifested there. Then, as if passing straight through the wall, the figure vanishes entirely, leaving behind an eerily empty frame. The next morning, after reviewing the footage, Kitty Carey admitted she had no explanation for what appeared in her home that night, and the uncertainty itself left her with a lingering sense of dread and unease. Inside a funeral home, within the cold, silent room where bodies are kept in absolute stillness, the calm is suddenly shattered by something no one could have expected. The next morning, when the security footage was reviewed, no one could say for certain what had happened inside the coffin. But what the camera captured was enough to leave everyone frozen in stunned, horrified silence.
It's definitely rocking, but I can't imagine why they would just leave bodies in a casket. That doesn't...
A young man is standing in his own home, casually drinking water, when he suddenly experiences something truly terrifying, and the entire incident is captured by a security camera.
What?
Out of nowhere, a dark, shadowy haze forms behind him. In a split second, the thing lifts him off the ground, violently drags him away while he struggles in panic, completely helpless. The footage cuts off right at that moment. No one knows what force could have been behind it, and the most disturbing part is that to this day, no one knows what became of the young man, as if he simply vanished from the world without leaving a single trace.
Wait, the guy disappeared?
In a quiet room one evening, a man walks inside while the place appears completely empty. But that night, something happens that no one can truly explain. For the first few minutes, everything remains perfectly still until the leg of a chair begins to tremble slightly, almost imperceptibly, as if something had just brushed against it.
Why are these videos always blurry?
Then it starts to slide, not suddenly, not violently, but slowly and deliberately, moving centimeter by centimeter.
Why is it? Could be a string, could be a rope, a little tiny fishing line. If it started going a different direction, then you would know. If it spun,
as though being pulled by an unseen force. And then it stops. Yet the unsettling feeling of a presence still lingers in the room. pressing heavily against the empty silence. A woman walks down the staircase under dim lighting to retrieve the phone she left behind. At first, everything seems completely normal, but after only a few steps, a strange shape suddenly appears at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep. Hello. Hello.
The moment she realizes something is wrong, she panics and turns to run back upstairs. Her hurried footsteps echo through the house, and one of her slippers slips off, left behind on the steps, but she doesn't even stop to pick it up. No one knows what it was. The only thing certain is that the slipper remained there for a long time, while the darkness beneath the staircase seemed deeper than it should have been. On February 10th, 2025, Natasha Solis uploaded a video captured by her Ring camera at the back door of her home, and it quickly spread across social media.
What the heck?
In the footage, a bicycle that had been standing perfectly still suddenly begins to move on its own, rolling around the yard as if an unseen hand were guiding it. But moments later, a dog starts barking, and the lights suddenly switch on, and the bicycle instantly collapses onto the ground, as though whatever had been controlling it fled in a panic, afraid of being discovered. After reviewing the recording, Natasha Solis admitted she has no idea who or what could have caused it, and that uncertainty has left her deeply shaken. One evening, a family is sitting in the living room watching a movie when suddenly something appears outside the window, something that terrifies everyone inside.
Oh my God.
It is a tall, shadowy figure, nearly 2 meters in height, dark and blurred. Its true form is impossible to make out.
Looks like a face. Big-lipped. Big old lip.
In height, dark and blurred. Its true form is impossible to make out. It stands silently just beyond the glass, as if watching the people inside the room. Before anyone can even react, the figure slowly turns its head and then disappears into the darkness, leaving behind nothing but shock and a heavy sense of fear hanging over the entire family. One night, while driving along a lonely road, cutting through a vast, desolate stretch of countryside, a man suddenly felt a wave of dread when something appeared right in the middle of the road. At first glance, it looked like the silhouette of a woman darting back and forth across the roadside. But what truly terrified him was this: why would anyone be out there in such a barren, isolated place in the middle of the night? Was it really a person or something else entirely? Something that does not belong to this world? At first glance, this appears to be nothing more than an ordinary traffic camera recording, until something strange suddenly streaks across the frame. No one knows exactly what it was. The camera only captured a small, blurry streak, moving at an incredible speed before vanishing in an instant. As if it didn't belong to this world at all. So what do you think? What could that mysterious entity have been? A man suddenly received a notification from his Ring camera, alerting him that someone had appeared near his car. But when he checked the footage, what had been captured didn't quite look human. At first glance, anyone watching the clip might assume it was simply a person rushing past. But on closer inspection, it becomes nearly impossible to determine the direction of the figure's movement. The shadow seems to materialize out of nowhere, before darting unnaturally past the rear of the car. Was it merely a glitch in the camera's recording? Or was something that doesn't belong to this world wandering around his vehicle that night?
Late-night jogger.
A blurry, shadow-like entity suddenly appears and darts across the frame at incredible speed. Strangely, no one in the video seems to notice its presence, as if it doesn't belong to this world at all. But if you watch closely and slow the footage down, something even more disturbing becomes visible. The entity doesn't simply appear out of nowhere. It almost looks as though it escapes from the body of the man wearing the white shirt. Moments later, the man begins behaving oddly, as if something had briefly taken hold of him. Even more unsettling, when the entity approaches the man dressed in black, it suddenly vanishes without a trace, and no one knows what may have happened next.
It went into
In
the
a
other
quiet
guy.
garden, a young girl stands playing, completely unaware that something strange has just appeared in the corner of the yard. A faint, shadowy figure slowly emerges, almost transparent, eerie enough that you can nearly see straight through it, and then disappears entirely just seconds later.
Look at its little feet.
You can't see me.
You can't see me. It's like a crab or a turtle or.
But the most unsettling part is the lingering feeling that it never truly left, that it might still be somewhere
What the
nearby,
heck is that?
silently watching, waiting with a purpose no one can possibly understand. At 2:30 in the morning, a car begins to leave a parking lot in the middle of the night, but only seconds later, the vehicle suddenly appears to strike someone, and in that exact moment, the camera captures a detail that leaves many viewers deeply unsettled.
They just appear out of nowhere. And then disappear.
It seems that whatever the driver hit suddenly materialized out of thin air and then vanished just as quickly without leaving a trace. The only thing visible in the footage is a small, dark figure shaped like a child. After the collision, it almost completely disappears. The driver quickly steps out of the car, looking around the empty parking lot in confusion before rushing back inside the vehicle. The next morning, when the owner checks the car, the front of the vehicle is completely intact. Not a single scratch, but the security footage is still there, and the sound of the impact is unmistakably real.
It was on the road.
Not a single, it almost completely disappears. The driver quickly steps out of the car, looking around the empty parking lot in confusion before rushing back inside the vehicle. The next morning, when the owner checks the car, the front of the vehicle is completely intact. Not a single scratch, but the security footage is still there, and the sound of the impact
Was that
is
there before?
unmistakably real. Leave a parking lot in the middle of the
There's nothing
night,
there.
but only seconds later, the vehicle suddenly
See
a
that?
parking lot in the
Nothing.
middle of the night. But only seconds later, the purpose begins to leave a parking lot
Nothing's
in the
there.
middle of the night. But only
And
seconds
it
later,
appears. What
the
is
vehicle
that?
suddenly appears to strike someone, and in that exact moment,
Well, that does it for 15 scary videos caught on camera by Real Encounters. Thanks for not letting me watch it alone. If you like what you saw today, or you're interested in the spooky, the kooky, or the out of this world, hit that follow button, hit the like button, and we will see you next time.